Have you ever noticed how some people in your life seem to push your buttons in exactly the right way? Or how you keep running into the same types of personalities, almost like the universe is trying to tell you something? Today, we're going to explore a fascinating idea that might change how you see everyone around you. What if every person you meet is actually a reflection of yourself? Now, before you dismiss this as some new age nonsense, let's think about something we all do. Remember the last time you got really annoyed at someone? Maybe they were being stubborn, or maybe they were showing off. Here's the interesting part. Often, the things that bother us most in others are the very things we don't want to see in ourselves. This isn't just a random observation. It's a psychological concept called projection, first described by Carl Jung. Think about parents who get frustrated when their kids are stubborn. Often, these same parents are pretty stubborn themselves. Or think about how someone who's insecure about their intelligence might be the first to call others stupid. It's like we're walking around with mirrors, but instead of showing our physical reflection, they're showing us parts of our personality we might not want to face. But this goes deeper than just seeing our flaws in others. Have you ever met someone who inspired you? Maybe a friend who's incredibly brave, or a colleague who's amazingly creative? Here's a mind-bending thought. What if you're noticing these qualities because they already exist within you? What if you can only recognize in others what you already have within yourself? Let's use an example we can all relate to. Imagine you're watching a movie with friends. After it ends, everyone has a different take on what the film was about. Some focus on the love story, others on the action, and still others on the deeper message. Why do we all see different things when we watch the same movie? Because we're all projecting our own experiences, fears, and desires onto what we see. The same thing happens in our daily lives. If you think the world is a hostile place, you'll probably notice more hostile people. If you believe people are generally kind, you'll likely encounter more kindness. It's not that the world is changing, it's that we tend to notice what matches our internal beliefs. This brings us to a fascinating question. What if the people in your life aren't really separate from you at all? What if they're more like different aspects of your own consciousness, playing out in front of you like characters in a dream? Just like in a dream where every character is created by your mind, what if every person you meet is showing you something about yourself? Think about your closest friends for a moment. Notice how different they are from each other, yet they're all drawn to you. Maybe that's because each one represents a different part of who you are. The funny friend might represent your sense of humor. The responsible friend might represent your inner adult. Even the friend who drives you crazy might be showing you parts of yourself you need to work on. Now, this doesn't mean other people aren't real or that their experiences don't matter. Instead, think of it like this. We're all individual waves in the same ocean. Each wave is unique, but they're all made of the same water. In the same way, maybe we're all unique expressions of the same underlying consciousness. This idea becomes really powerful when we think about conflict. If everyone you meet is a reflection of you, then fighting with someone is like fighting with yourself. The person who cuts you off in traffic, the coworker who takes credit for your work, the partner who doesn't listen? What if they're all showing you something about yourself that needs attention? Here's where it gets practical. Next time someone really annoys you, instead of reacting, try asking yourself, what is this person showing me about myself? Maybe the loud person at work is reminding you to speak up more. Maybe the friend who's always late is showing you where you need to set better boundaries. Maybe the person who seems fake is highlighting where you're not being authentic. But this reflection principle isn't just about the negative stuff. When you admire someone, that's also a reflection. If you're amazed by someone's creativity, that's your creativity recognizing itself. If you're inspired by someone's courage, that's your courage awakening. Everything you see in others, good or bad, is showing you something about yourself. This understanding can completely change how you approach relationships. Instead of trying to change others, you might focus on changing yourself. Instead of blaming others for your problems, you might look for the lesson they're teaching you about yourself. Every interaction becomes an opportunity for self-discovery. Think about the last argument you had. What if the other person was just playing a role in your development? What if they showed up in your life specifically to help you grow? It's like they're holding up a mirror, showing you exactly what you need to work on. This perspective can be particularly helpful with family relationships. Often, our family members trigger us the most because they're showing us our deepest patterns and unresolved issues. They're like mirrors that have been with us our whole lives, reflecting back our oldest stories and beliefs. But here's the really exciting part. If everyone is a reflection of you, then changing yourself changes what you see in others. As you become more compassionate with yourself, you'll notice more compassion in others. As you become more honest with yourself, you'll attract more honest people. It's like the whole world is a giant mirror, constantly reflecting back your inner state. This doesn't mean you should blame yourself for everything that happens to you. Instead, think of it as taking responsibility for your experience of life. You're not responsible for what others do, but you are responsible for how you interpret and respond to their actions. Here's a powerful way to use this idea. The next time you meet someone new, try to see them as a messenger. What quality are they showing you? What lesson might they be teaching you? What part of yourself might they be reflecting back to you? Every encounter becomes meaningful when you view it this way. Remember, though, that this is just one way of looking at reality. It's not about proving whether everyone is literally a reflection of you. It's about using this perspective to understand yourself better and to grow as a person. Whether or not it's literally true, thinking this way can help you learn from every relationship and every interaction. So the next time you find yourself judging someone else, pause and ask yourself, what am I seeing in them that exists in me? The next time you're inspired by someone, ask yourself, what quality in me is this person awakening? And most importantly, remember that how you treat others is ultimately how you're treating yourself. Because in the end, maybe we're all just walking mirrors for each other, each of us helping the others see themselves more clearly. And maybe that's what relationships are really about, not just connecting with others, but discovering ourselves through the countless reflections we meet along the way.